Good morning. Today is Ash Wednesday, which signals the start of the season of Lent. It will last 40 days, leading all the way to Easter. You know, in the Bible, 40 days usually stand for trial or sacrifice. Um, there were 40 days during the great flood of Noah. Moses spent 40 years in the desert after fleeing Egypt and before meeting God in the burning bush. The Israelites spent 40 years wandering in the desert after failing to do God's work. And they also served the Philistine for 40 years before Samson delivered them. Goliath was taunting the Israelite soldiers for 40 days before David arrived and slayed Goliath. Jesus himself was fasting 40 days in the desert, and there were 40 days in the resurrection leading to his ascension. So it's a sacrifice, it's a trial, it's a preparation for something great. But Voltaire, why sacrifice? No? Why do we still need to sacrifice? It's been 2 years more, actually, almost 3 years of quarantine already with the COVID. A lot of us are hungry. A lot of us are losing our mental health. Why do we need to still sacrifice during this season of Lent? Is it not enough what we sacrifice during this quarantine? Well, because during the quarantine there are things that we experienced, but we did not necessarily choose them. Lent gives us the opportunity to choose wholeheartedly the sacrifices that we are making. Okay? But why are we letting go of good things, Volt? Aren't they God's gift? Well, it's not because they are bad that we are giving them away. In fact, it's because they are good that we are giving them away. It's not only telling God that He is on top, but we are also telling ourselves. We are not just telling God that our sacrifices are for Him. We are also telling ourselves that we are giving our best to God. Remember the story of Cain and Abel? Abel gave the best of his work, and that pleased God. Cain just, went on whatever he could get. It's not his best. The Bible is clear that whatever he gave, it was not from his heart. So Lent gives us that opportunity to sacrifice wholeheartedly from our hearts fully for God. Okay? Now, it doesn't have to be just about letting go. You can start reading a book, if you're not into reading a book, but of course you read a book that will help you spiritually. You can take care of your body, start jogging every day. But of course, the best sacrifice is the sacrifice that benefits others. Why not start cleaning the house if you're not doing that assignment? That will be a pleasant surprise for your household. Prepare the table for your family. That's something that you can start doing this season. And clean the dishes after them. Finally, in our reading for today, the Mass reading, in the first reading from Joel chapter 2 verse 13, the prophet said, "Rend your hearts, not your garments, and return to the Lord." Brothers and sisters, Lent is about sacrifice, but it's not for showing. It's not for show off. It's for metanoia. Metanoia means spiritual conversion, a change in your heart. The gospel for today also reminds us, don't be gloomy. It's between you and God. So, as we start Lent, I encourage you to do your sacrifice, whether it's letting go of something or starting to do something that you haven't done before, and all for your spiritual conversion.